What's going on, guys? Welcome to YouGoTech 007. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to install a hypervisor, which is going to be a VMware Workstation Pro 17, and how you can go about to install a guest operating system on the hypervisor, which is the VMware Workstation Pro. And in this case, we're going to be installing Kali Linux. All right. So here I'll be installing the VMware Workstation Pro and not the VMware Workstation Player. There are lots of features and advantages in using the Pro version than the player. All right. So quickly, you're just going to navigate down here below, and you're going to download this for Windows. All right. Since we are installing our hypervisor on our host machine. All right, so here we're just going to wait on this to download. All right, so this is going to take some time. Now there are lots of key features of using the VMware Workstation Pro. Like I said previously, you can perform VNC, you can take snapshots, you can use a single tab to you can use a single window to open different operating system. That's tabs. Have the opportunity to make your tabs. Right, so here we're just going to double click on that as on the VMware Workstation Pro. All right, so just click on this, and then it's basically normal operation. Click on next, accept the end user license agreement. Next, I'm going to uncheck this. I wouldn't want this. All right, I'm going to click on next. I think I'm good. All right, so I wouldn't want to check for updates, so please remember, we don't know what might happen because we are getting this license for free. All right, so I wouldn't want to check for updates, so I'm going to uncheck this and then keep that for desktop. I want to see the icon on desktop and then hit on install. All right, so this is basically going to install my VMware Workstation Pro 17. That's the latest version. All right. In subsequent tutorials, I will be installing the Parrot OS, which is the Hackers operating system. All right, so in this case, we are going to be installing the Kali Linux, which is another Hackers operating system. All right, so here, just going to click on license. All right, so here, if you have the money, the bucks, you can go and obtain the license key legally. But here, I just stumbled on this web page, this Gist GitHub. All right, so where we have the purple Vibe 32. So here we have list of keys, and these keys, they are working. So we have lots and lots of keys here. So if it works for him, it might as well work for me. So here I'm just going to click on open, and then here I'm just going to paste it by hitting Ctrl V to paste the copied key from the website, and then click finish. All right, so I'm going to hit on finish here. So this website here, we have thousands, we have like over 100 keys here. I'll show you that in a minute. So let me quickly go back and then boot up my VMware Workstation Pro 17, and let's see if it actually worked. So here I'm gonna type in VMware Workstation. So this is it here. I'm gonna click on this. All right, so we have it here. It's up and running. So this is our VMware Workstation Pro 17. This is our hypervisor. If you don't like the VMware, you can go for the Kali box, the virtual box. So you can see a lot of features here enabled. So for the status, we're having here licensed, as you can see, right? So it's licensed here. As you can see here, status is licensed. All right, so let's quickly exit of this. And then what I'm going to be doing next is to install Kali Linux. I'm going to download a fresh copy of Kali Linux 2023. And then I'm going to install that in this hypervisor here. All right, so the Kali Linux is going to be acting as a guest operating system. So you might want to follow through with this process. And then here, if you go down to this link, so take note of this purple Vibe 32. And then if you go to this URL link and then open it up on a different tab, I don't want to do that right now. You're going to see a list of keys, numerous keys also for the VMware Workstation Pro. Okay, so I advise you guys to go on there and then download the fresh copy of VMware Workstation Pro and then enable that immediately. So, all right, so quickly, I want to install my Kali Linux. All right, so I'm going to go to my browser. I'm using the Edge browser. And in here, I'm going to type in here Kali and then hit enter. And I'm going to click on the website, the URL. I see it here at the top. All right, so this is one of the best operating system for penetration testing. All right, and then here for the downloads, we have various platforms. You could use it directly on your system. You can use it on a phone. That's the Kali Net Hunter. We have also for the WSL, and then but what we are interested in is the virtual machine. So this is the installer images. So these images here that you can see here, installer images, is if you want to install it directly on your machine, right? So but we're going to be using that for the virtual machine. This is much more faster. All right, there are lots of advantages using it for the using it directly in the in your machine, because a lot of resources are available to you, such as the RAM and the GPU. But in this case, we're going to have a limitation in running it in a virtual machine. All right, so we're going to click on this. It's about 2 point something gig to download it. If you're good with the VirtualBox, you can as well download this for the VirtualBox. So quickly, I just want to show you guys the hardware and the features of this operating system. Oops. All right, so here, this is about this PC. We have a RAM, this i5, a RAM of 16 gig. And then here we have, and this is a 64-bit operating system, right? So I'm installing this Kali Linux box, which is acting as a guest OS on this host machine. All right, so I'm going to click on this, VMware. So I'm using the VMware here. I'm clicking the VMware version because I installed a VMware hypervisor. If you're using a VirtualBox, you can as well download the VirtualBox software. That's the, as you can see here. So here I'm going to go to downloads. So this is it here. And then this is zipped. It's in a RAR file. If you don't have a WinRAR, if you don't have WinRAR to unzip it or 7-zip, you can also go to the website, type in here WinRAR. You might want to download this and install. All right, so I have done that already. Okay, so here, this is it. So I'm going to double click on this. And I'm going to extract to the same folder, to the same directory. So I'm going to click on OK and then wait for it. All right, so there are good reasons why you want to install Kali Linux in a virtual machine. You can use it for various reasons. For one thing, I like to do with it is to practice. It's more like a lab for me to practice, and I can install various operating system on the hypervisor, which is the VMware Workstation Pro, and then do some basic hacking and pen testing before you can want to try it out in the real world. All right, so this is done. So we have it here. I'm just going to double click on this and then double click on this. So these are the files in here. Okay, so you might, if you want, you can open it from here, but I wouldn't want to do that. You can basically come in here and double click on this. This will just automatically run the VMware Workstation Pro 17, and then you want to boot up your Kali Linux. Well, I won't want to do that in here. I'm just going to copy this to my desktop. So I'm just going to copy this from my downloads, and then I'm going to navigate to my desktop. Let's put it in desktop. Right, so I'm going to paste it in here. All right, so next thing we want to do, let's just minimize this. Can minimize this as well. Okay, so this is done. So let's minimize this. Guys, if you find this video helpful, please consider liking this video, give it a thumbs up. All right, so I'll be coming with more ethical hacking videos. I'm just trying to get used to the YouTube policy, not to be given a strike all over again. So that's the reason why I've not been uploading for some time. I've been studying their guidelines. All right, so here this is the VMware Workstation Pro 17 and licensed copy that we just installed. All right, so here you're going to click on open, and then you're going to navigate to your desktop, and this is the folder, Kali Linux folder. You're going to double click on this, and then you're going to double click on this, and then this is going to open up here like so. All right, so we want to make some changes, so I'm going to click on edit, and here we have a RAM of 2 gig. That's by default. All right, so I just want to take this up a little bit, 4 gig. All right, so the RAM we're using here is going to be 4 gig. You might make some changes here if you want. You can use the bridge, but I wouldn't want to. Let me just go with the NAT for my network. Okay, I think we are good. Everything is good. I just click OK. All right, so it's fairly easy. So I'm going to click on play button here. So this is going to start up my Kali Linux. Brand new shiny Kali Linux being installed on a VMware Workstation Pro 17. So we're just going to wait on these to go through the process. You could fast forward as you want. All right, so here we've been served the login page. So here we're just going to type in here Kali, and then the password is going to be also Kali, lowercase. Then hit enter. And then you might want to install VMware tools. All right, so if it doesn't come up as you want, as if the graphics and some features are not enabled, you might want to install VMware tools in here. All right, so we're good. So you can install as many operating systems as you want in here, depending on your the resource or the specification for your system. Right, you must have a lot of RAM and then disk space to install lots of operating system here. You could have Windows 7, Windows XP, you name it. All right, so here I'm just going to quickly open up the command, and then let me just drag this K, and then here this is looking so tiny. Let's see, just make it look a little bit big. Just zoom in. Let's do that again. Let's do that again. Right, I believe it's okay. All right, so here you're just going to type in here, and the first thing we want to do is to update and upgrade. All right, so I'm going to do here sudo app update, and then you can also do sudo as an app upgrade. right? So it's always important you do stuff like this when you install fresh copy, right? I want to emphasize on doing an upgrade, but I won't want to do that here. I will do the update. Okay, so here, if you just click on this zoom, you can see it's taking the whole screen here. So it's looking as though this is from the operating system. This is from the hardware. That's this the um, host operating system. Is looking more like that in my Windows. All right, so here I'm going to do sudo apt-get update, put in the password, and then allow this to update our references. So this is going to take some time. Not really, depending on the speed of your internet. So I'm just going to wait on this. So guys, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Tell your friends about this wonderful channel. I'm going to be doing that for making a video for how to install the Parrot OS. And then I'm also thinking of how to install Windows XP. Let's see how it looks like in 2023. Okay, so let's just wait this out a bit. So quickly, let's just go down. So we have various features here. Just drag this a little bit. So here we have various tools, networking tools, cracking tools. I'll be making a video on how to brute force a website, also on how to brute force a wireless device that is Wi-Fi and crack the password. I'm going to be using the Hydra for that particular case. And then that's for the website. And then hashcat, I'm going to be using the hashcat to brute force the Wi-Fi and then crack the password. So you have various tools here. You have John the Reaper, you have Burp Suite, you have the Beef, you have all these tools you have here. The Metasploit, all of them is what the penetration testers, ethical hackers, and adversaries, these are what they use out in the wild. The basic difference here is you just have to do some basic setup. There's some basic setup you must do for you to make use of it in the wild. Okay, so this is done. All right, so guys, this is it. I don't want to do that for upgrade because it's going to take some time. So this is how you get your Kali Linux in a virtual machine. In this case, I have a VMware Workstation Pro 17. All right, so if you enjoy this tutorial, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I will appreciate if you give it a like and then subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.